Hey guys, welcome to Dueling Destination. I know it's been a while since I updated any of my actual deck profiles, but I have something new for you guys. It's something I think is going to be good for this format. This is my personal deck I'll be using for a while until I can get the new cards from my Orcus deck. So look out for that deck profile. Also, today's the official release of Dark Neon Storm at your OTS store, so go support them. And remember also to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get updates. I know it's been a while since I posted up any video. I went on a small vacation, but now we're back on it. And I'll try to bring different content for you guys. So let's start off. So for this new format, I decided to change the deck to something a bit more fun for me and something that I think I can actually win with even more. And it's not going to be something repetitive that people keep playing Salamangreats and Thunder Dragons and also the different decks that they have. Orcus is something that you're going to be seeing a lot at your regionals or locals. I'm actually going to rebuild my Orcus deck and I'll give you guys the update. But for now, we'll be playing Mekk-Knight Invoke Shaddolls. I saw a deck profile a few weeks ago and I really liked the deck and I think it's something fun. I always wanted to play Invoke, but for some reason I never got around to it. But for now, let's start off. It's a bit different than other people's build. I'm just trying to consider the format that we're in. So I went with triple copies of Alistair. This is something pretty basic and standard, as this is one of your main normal summons you have here. But I do have other normal summons that I want to commit to. But for now, these guys, I'm going to keep them at triple copies. I'm also playing triple copies of Mekk-Knight Blue Sky. Blue Sky is personally one of my favorite because of course I like the color blue. Even though purple is a bit stronger, Blue Sky to me is something that I play more of. I might be changing the ratios, and if you have any ideas of how I can make the deck better, please let me know in the comment section. It helps a lot. I read them, all of them actually. And now I go with 2 copies of Purple Nightfall. The reason I'm using 2 copies of purple is because purple is good. It helps you to search out the cards that you need, but I only have 2 copies for now, so I'll be using just 2 copies. It's been working pretty good while I was playtesting online. I'm using one of the Indigo Eclipse. This guy is amazing. The attack points are very strong, and this is what I like about the deck because it doesn't depend much on going off on combos. You can actually spam the board out and just control the board from there. But this guy is really good, but you just play one of him. So for another engine I've been playing here, I'm actually using the Artifact engine. This is one of my favorite engines right now in the format, as it stops players from actually playing. And with Mekk-Knights, we always had this issue that I would realize that if you go first, or your opponent makes you go first, you don't have much plays. But with the Artifact engine, this actually allows you to play first or second, so that helps me a lot, guys. I'm playing 1 copy of Phantom Skyblaster because of the reasons that I don't normal summon a lot on this deck, and this guy can actually give me more monsters I need to go into my link monsters. So 1 copy of him, he is at 1, so it's fine. For the Shaddoll engine, I'm using 1 dragon, 1 hedgehog, 1 beast, and 1 falco. These guys been working pretty good for me. I think these are the basic Shaddoll monsters you'd like in a deck, and with these guys I've been having a lot of fun, and my opponents, most of the time, they don't even consider that I'll be playing Shaddolls in a deck, so it helps a lot. Now for the hand traps, I'm going for double copies of Effect Veiler, double copies of Ghost Ogres because pendulums are a thing, and I'm also going with triple copies of Ash Blossoms. These are the standard hand traps right now in the format, so in saying that, you can always mix it up in any way that you feel is right for you, but for me this ratio has been working perfectly and I think I'm gonna stick to it for now. So let's go into these spells, guys. Remember, if you have any comments or anything that you can help me with in building this deck better, please let me know in the comment section. And remember to give this video a like, as I'm trying to grow more. We've been growing a lot in subscribers, so help me get to that 100 subscribers, guys. For spells, of course, you're going to go with triple copies of Meltdown. This is the main spell card that you want for the field and to continue your searching. And a lot of people are going to try to stop this guy, but it's fine because we played double copies of Terraforming. It's just like playing 5 copies of the field spell card, so that's fine. I'm only playing 2 copies of Invocation. Invocation is the main spell card actually you need for most of your fusion monsters, but you do not depend only on your fusion monsters. Yes, they gives you a lot of advantage and it helps a lot, but because of the Mekk-Knight engine that I have in here, you can also have powerful monsters, and it doesn't matter if you're only locked into one extra zone or extra deck monster. It's fine because your Mekk-Knights can play around that. And I'm using one Book of the Law. Book of the Law is one of the main combos or starters you need to OTK someone, basically, because people don't expect you playing this in your battle phase, and you can actually OTK them with this card. I'm playing 2 copies of Call by the Grave. I might bump this up to triple copies, but I'm not too sure yet. This deck doesn't depend a lot on the combos going off. Yes, of course, the Ash Blossom can't stop you if you're searching up for a field spell card. But other than that, I'm using Call by the Grave for something more defensive against my opponent when they play their cards, and like Gazelle and cards I really don't want to see in the graveyard. So just 2 copies for now. I'm using 2 copies of Shaddoll Fusion. I didn't see the reason why I should play triple copies. Of course, you want to see this card, but you don't depend on it. And if your fusion monsters, the Shaddoll fusion monsters, actually get destroyed, you can actually bring this back, so it helps in that way. So I don't see the sense of playing too much copies yet. I might bump it up, but I gotta play test a bit more, guys. And for now, I'm using 2 copies of Twin Twisters because the burn deck is a thing, guys, so be ready for it. And I realize I don't have much outs to the burn deck, so with 2 copies of Twin Twisters, it should be fine. If not, well, we'll see how the game goes. That deck is a deck, and you gotta respect it for what it is. Now for the trap cards. The trap cards, I've been playing a bit of a heavier lineup on it, and it's been working out pretty fine for me. Of course, I'm gonna use the triple copies of Sanctum. These guys are great in this format. It just stops your opponent from playing extra deck, and a lot of decks do depend on it. And because we play Mekk-Knights, we can actually go first now with the deck with this guy, so that helps. And it's a trap card, you can set it and it's still gonna give you an advantage, so you can play with Mekk-Knights. Another card I've been considering for this format, for the same reason that the burn deck is actually a thing, is because a lot of people are gonna be siding in or even main decking cards that destroy back row. So I decided to go with 2 Waken the Dragons. This is my spicy tech in this, so it helps me because my Mekk-Knights are strong, but if you encounter something that's a bit more powerful, it's kind of hard for you to get over. But with this guy, your opponent's gonna think that you have something in the back, or they're actually gonna want to destroy your card, so you cannot special summon, and at that point you special summon and give them a surprise. So we're just using 2 copies for these. These cards can easily be sided out, so you can have something different in. And for something to give me a more of a negate aspect to it, I'm using 1 impermanence because I do have 1 impermanence. I don't have more. Even if I had more, I just use probably just 2 of them. And I decided to use 1 copy of World Legacy Secrets. This is a Monster Reborn or Call of the Haunted for my high level monsters, and also it can bring back my fusions, so that helps. And this guy is a skill drain while my Mekk-Knights are on the field on the same row, so that helps. I might bump it up to 2, not too sure. I'm gonna see how it works out. But that's enough for the main deck, guys. Let's go into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, of course, I'm using 1 Raideraptor Ultimate Falcon. This is a must because I'm using the trap card to bring him up very easily. And I'm using 1 of these Pretty Plant because I do have Super Poly in my side deck, and for the Thunder Dragon matchup, I just want to get rid of them pretty easily. I don't want to have too much trouble with them. And for my Shaddoll monsters, I'm actually using 1 of the Fire Shaddoll monsters because Ash is a thing and a lot of people do have Ash. I'm using also 1 Construct and 1 Winda. For my basic Shaddoll monsters here, I don't think I need any more. They help and they do their job. And sometimes you just want them as bodies on board, so you can link them off or use the effects of the Shaddoll monsters that go to the graveyard. I'm using also 2 Mekaba and 1 Purgatrio. This guy is one of the main reasons you can have a lot of OTK, and it's a fire monster, so you can also use it to fuse off your Ash Blossoms so that's great in that sense there. So that's for the fusion monsters. For the link monsters, I'm using one Skull Dread, one Decode Talker, one Borolo Dragon, one Nightmare Phoenix for back row, one Beat Cop because it's generic and it gives you pointers pointing down, so that helps you. And with the Sky Blaster, you can actually make this pretty easy. One of the Alistair Invoke link monster, and also one of the Mekk-Knight. So these link monsters are not really important in the deck. These are just stuff that you can go into and to get rid of some big monsters and give you some extra draw power, but this is not something you really go into a lot. But if you can go into it, that's fine. You get a lot more advantage on it. So let's go into the side deck. The side deck is something I've been working on, but I really gotta adjust it to my locals and see how it works out. But I'm using 2 copies of Super Poly because it's back. I might put in the Violent Chimera for the Salamangreat matchup in the extra deck. Not too sure. I'm just gonna take out something. It's gonna be probably pretty easy because I don't use all the extra deck. So 2 Super Polys right now. This is just a few off monsters that I need. And for the Orcus matchup, I have 2 Lancia. Lancia really destroys the Orcus matchup. But I might bump this guy up to triple copies, not too sure. Just gonna see how my matchup is against them. They can build a great board, but I can just get over their monsters too. 2 Prankatops. This is just generically one of the best side deck monsters you can be using right now, so why not? You're gonna use them. I just don't see myself using triple copies of them. I'm using double copies of Evenly Matched. This is by far one of my favorite trap cards right now, as it just gives me advantage to even out the match, as the card name says. And just by using 2 copies helps me to clear a lot of board. I'm also using 2 copies of Anti-Spell Fragrance. This is for the Spellcaster, Sky Striker matchups that we have out there, and Imperial Order also helps with them. And this gives me a fighting chance against that Mystic Mind burn deck. It slows them down, so that helps me. So for the new Mystic Mind burn deck and also the Spellcasters, we have Unending Nightmare. I think this is going to be a great card this format, and by using the effect once per chain, it gives you the advantage to actually fight against the meta, and just having him here helps me a lot, I think. One card that I've been looking forward to playing, and last format we weren't able to play, but this format I think we are, because of the new support that Alter guys and Subterra's got. We are going to be playing 2 Witch's Strike. If you don't have your copies of Witch's Strike, I would recommend you guys picking them up. They're very good for this new format, and a lot of Salamangreat players are actually starting to main deck Solemn Strike, and when they strike a monster, you can clear their board. It's an even exchange, come on. If they're going to be playing Salamangreat, they should be ready for this. Well guys, that's my deck profile. If you liked it, please let me know in the comment section. Give me a thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe to my channel as we're trying to grow and bring you better content. And this is just volume 1 of the deck. I'll be making adjustments as I get new cards, so look out for the other decks I have, and see you next time.